I'm Mark Gagan, and you're listening to a special episode of the Voice of Insurance podcast. Everyone who works in the insurance industry knows it's a great business. The great cliché is that people fall into the sector via all sorts of roundabout routes, and then they stay. They rarely pick the industry as a first choice. But once in, there are many amazing benefits that take new entrants by surprise. In the UK, the vibrant national and regional professional communities facilitated by great institutions such as the CII, BIBA, Airmic and other trade bodies are obvious examples. But the connectivity goes way beyond these. In places like the London market, there's an incredibly diverse and vibrant array of sporting and cultural activities available to all. From sailing to bridge to art. If you can imagine it, there's probably an insurance-related club or society devoted to it. There is even a London Orchestra with a direct connection to the sector that I only discovered by relative chance after at least 15 years of complete ignorance. But did you know there's another group that all insurance practitioners in the UK and Ireland also belong to? We're all potential beneficiaries of the insurance charity. This is a charity that's 124 years old and was set up to look after any current or former insurance practitioners and their families in their hour of need. This week is the annual awareness week for the charity, and so today's guest is CEO Helen Sanson. In this short discussion, Helen guides me around the insurance charity, everything it does currently and everything she plans to do with it in the future. It's a fascinating chat. You may also be relieved to hear that although donations are welcome, the charity is actually well funded. What it really needs from you is your attention, awareness and advocacy. Helen is a charming, warm and passionate guest. So, who knew? Another benefit of working in insurance. We have our own charity, and we have exceptional people like Helen and her team to administer it for us. Enjoy the podcast. Helen, welcome to the Voice of Insurance.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you for having me.
It's good to be doing something good for a change, not something we're just talking about business. This is a very different type of business, but it's no less serious. So, Helen, why don't you introduce yourself? We're talking about the insurance charity, but introduce yourself personally and run us through your career today and then tell us how you got involved with the insurance charity, which you're running.
Yeah, sure. I began my working life after university in a very corporate environment where we supported multinationals who were expatriating people all around the world. And it was my job to help them understand the cost of living when they went to work overseas. I worked on CPI, I worked on salary packages, and I did this for 4 years.
I suppose that from an insurance angle, the health insurance package was part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was in a great location just off the King's Road. Everyone was young, all out of uni, very, very social time back in the early 90s.
Early 90s.
Yes. But after 4 years, I realised it didn't feed my soul. I think I'm a very cause-driven person, and I was finding myself more and more despondent about, it meant nothing to me that I had to match somebody's salary in Brunei to their one in Bulgaria. And it didn't float my boat.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
So I took stock and I'd done a psychology degree. And so I moved into working in a children's home as a residential social worker over in Islington with looked after children. And I did that for a few more years, which I really liked. But that led to an opportunity. I worked
It's
overseas.
often difficult, isn't it? Because you always come up against lack of resources and it's challenging, isn't it?
It was a difficult time. The kids were amazing, but you're right, lack of resources made it very difficult.
Whenever there's a scandal, social services get blamed for everything, and it clearly can't be their fault.
No, but unfortunately there were some scandals back in the 70s and 80s that came to light then.
I mean, every 5 years there's another one coming along, isn't there? Always, because it's just the nature of the beast. I think you get blamed for everything. I wouldn't blame you if you couldn't stay in that for too long.
Yeah, I think I would have stayed, but I had an opportunity. I went overseas, I went to America, and I did Camp America for the summer.
Oh, right, yeah.
Fully intending to come back. But because of my experience, and I think I was slightly older than a lot of the people that do that
Yeah, it's a classic
thing.
sort of student summer holiday thing.
Yeah, and because I'd had experience as a residential social worker, I got the opportunity to go and set up a programme in Jackie Robinson High School in Brooklyn, an attendance improvement program with young people who were at risk of joining gangs.
Wow.
So I was based in school, but at weekends we used to take the kids up to summer camp and we did all the outward bound activities, cooking on a campfire in the snow, developing all those skills, resilience, personal skills, to try and give them something to aim for other than just getting involved with sort of drug dealing and other not very what shall I say?
Socially productive
activities. Thank you, Mark. Yeah. And I stayed there for 2 years. And then when I came back, I worked with young offenders, still in the youth sector. And then eventually I moved into a charity called The Switch, which is a social mobility and careers charity based in Tower Hamlets, working with some of the most disadvantaged young people, helping them get ready for the world of work. And this is the link a long way around to insurance.
You're getting geographically very close to the insurance market there.
And one of the biggest funders of the charity was Lloyd's of London.
Excellent.
And we worked with all the insurance companies, if it's okay to name a few.
No,
so
absolutely.
Beazley and
name
Chubb,
everyone. Anyone
AIG,
who helps should get a name check.
AIG, we worked with them all. And their staff would go into schools and do volunteering on programs such as CV masterclasses and things. And it was while I was there that I actually came across this role being advertised to be the chief exec of the insurance charity. And a friend called me and she'd seen it and she said, I found a job for you. It's so you. You've got to apply. So I did. And here I am.
And how long ago was that?
I started here in March 2025. So I've been here about 16, 17 months now.
Long enough to really know everything you need to know by now. You've known it, and because you've been through a whole calendar year as well. So tell us about the insurance charity. Anyone out there listening who doesn't know anything about it, because there'll be a certain amount of awareness, because I've been aware of it over the last 20 years at different times. But I was aware of the name, but I didn't necessarily know what it did and what it's for. So tell everyone about it.
Okay, so the insurance charity has actually been going since 1902. It began its life as the Insurance Clerks Orphans Fund. So originally it supported widows and children of people who'd worked in the insurance sector. And I think in the 30s, it joined forces with the Insurance Benevolent Fund, another charity for people working in the insurance space.
And that's why for a long time it's called the Insurance Charities, plural, wasn't it?
Absolutely. So we have these little pots and different charities working together under the umbrella of the Insurance Charities. But in 2025, we underwent a huge rebrand and we renamed ourselves the Insurance Charity. I know that's not a massive change, but it kind of has made a lot of things easier for everyone to understand who we are. And what we do, we support current or ex-professionals from the insurance sector when things happen in their life and they might need some practical support or they might need financial support.
And that's UK and Ireland?
UK and Ireland. And we can help people who've worked in insurance. There's no length of service. So you can technically have worked in insurance for one day and you could be eligible for support from the insurance charity.
I'm eligible. I'd had about 8 years, so I've done all right.
You are definitely eligible, Mark, but I really hope,
no, I hope not.
Well, a bit like insurance, we exist and we hope no one ever needs us. But the reality of life is that things happen, whether that's health, redundancy, relationship breakdown, addiction, mental health. We are here for those people if something like that crops up in their life.
Obviously, this is an insurance podcast, so we're used to talking about money. So what sort of scale are we talking about in terms of what sort of funds do you have under management, and what's an average year in terms of how many donations you get, and then sort of how much in disbursements, I suppose is the right way of saying it, about how much do you spend on helping people?
Okay, so I'll take those one at a time. So we are a very healthily funded charity, due largely to money that we received, I think between the wars was the biggest.
So you've got some good endowments.
Chunk. We don't have an endowment fund per se, but we have some good investments. So we're very comfortable financially.
So you get good investment income.
Yes. And we're not actively fundraising from the sector. Although that said, we would never turn money away because we can always do something meaningful with it. So we have donations last year of around £150,000. And last year we gave away about £700,000 in grants to individuals and families. But that varies year on year because we are a bespoke needs charity. So we can give you whatever it is you need, but we can only respond to the needs that come to our door. So some years that money will be higher and some years it might be lower, depending on whether someone asks for a new washing machine or whether they are having, I don't know, a heart transplant and can't go to work for a year.
So it's far more to do with what needs are out there and obviously the awareness that's there as well. There must be lots of people in need who didn't know that the charity exists and therefore weren't able to ask.
Yeah, and in my short time that I've been here and I've been at many events and I've met many insurance professionals, and when I say to them, have you ever heard of the insurance charity? I'm very sad to say that many of them say, no, I've never heard of you and I've been in the profession 30 years.
Well, I was first aware of the insurance charity, as it was called the Insurance Charities back then, 2005, was you were the main beneficiary of a really big deal, the British Insurance Awards at the Royal Albert Hall. It couldn't be a higher profile event within the insurance industry. Great event, black tide, thousands of people there.
Yeah.
And you were getting your name plastered all over that as being one of the main beneficiaries, I think, of on the night. So there's a lot more that could be done, I think, or that maybe there was awareness and maybe it's slipped away.
Yeah, I think it does. And I think also we target insurance employers and we go in through their employee network groups or their HR team. But what we really need, and which is why it's so good I'm on your podcast, we need people who are busy working every day in insurance jobs across the UK and Ireland to actually know about us. And not everyone goes to HR when they've got a problem in their life, but they could come to us. Because the thing is as well, we are a completely confidential service.
It's good, isn't it? Because, a lot of people don't want to show any kind of weakness, or it's difficult, isn't it? I think it's really difficult. And we've got a bit better at this over the last 5 years or 10 years, shall we say. But there are thousands of people who feel that they couldn't go to HR. They wouldn't want to show any weakness to HR, particularly a lot of the blokes, I think, particularly.
Well, maybe you're right. There is a split down the sexes there. I don't know. But I think you're right. A lot of people don't necessarily think that HR, maybe it isn't there to support them through some of their events that might go wrong in their life. But we definitely can. And the thing is, the difference with us to HR, we can support partners and children.
Yeah.
HR can support you, the employee, but we can do that wraparound care for the whole family.
So it sounds like there is no such thing as going to be a typical claim or a typical claim on your resources, appeal for help. But run us through some of the things you do, because it sounds like it's going to be really varied.
It is very varied. I mean, one of the biggest things that we give money to each year are individuals or families that are struggling to make ends meet. These might be people that have previously worked in insurance, no longer have a job. So we support them with that day-to-day living, help them with rent or food, bills, utilities, so we can
it's
keep them.
It's often all those kind of unexpected costs where you can just about survive day to day. But if you need a new washing machine, you've had it, haven't you?
Absolutely. So we're there for that kind of need. A mid-range kind of grant we gave to somebody who wanted an epilepsy monitor. So we were able to pay for that because I don't think it was available on the NHS, but it's been a massive life-saving device for that family. And it can go right up to last year, our largest award was £175,000 for property adaptations for a couple. The husband in that relationship has had some catastrophic injuries from a road accident, and we are helping them adapt a bungalow so that he can come out of his care home and live at
wider
home.
Doors and
wet rooms, everything, widening the doors, lowering the kitchen.
Yeah, that's a lot of money, isn't it?
It's a lot of money, but that's what we're here for. We're here for insurance people when they need us most, whatever it is they need. It could be £50 for a school equipment, or it could be £175,000 for a house adaptation.
So it sounds like it's mostly financial assistance of some kind, or any other sort of things you have? People who are struggling mentally, that kind of thing? I
mean, obviously we will fund therapy and psychotherapy for people because we're not the experts, but we can provide practical advice and signposting. This is something we do, but it's something I'm really keen. And with our new strategy, that's something I want to do more of. And just to give an example of, we've helped someone who didn't need help from us financially, but she was going through some very difficult health issues. And we helped her fill in a form for PIP, and we helped her get her blue badge, disabled badge parking. And we helped her get some builders into her house because she had a big building project to finish. And she was paralysed because she was in this health crisis and couldn't move forward. So we helped with all of that. So she didn't get money from us, but we wrapped our arms around her and supported her through a very difficult time.
I'm sitting in your office here in Cannon Street, opposite the Walbrook. So anyone in the London market will know roughly where that is. And there's quite a few people out in your office. So how many people are working with the charities? You've got quite a lot of resource here.
Well, I think we're quite small, but thank you. We've got 8 people.
There's a lot of people who are there to answer the phone.
Yeah, we have. We have a team in our welfare team. We're a man down at the moment, or a woman down. So that will be expanding. We're recruiting at the moment. So if you look out for our advert, you might be the right person we're looking for if you're listening to this. But yeah, there's 8 of us at the moment. About half work on what we call welfare and grants. They're the ones that assess the cases, the applications. They take them through to the grants committee, who are external members of the public. Some of them are our trustees, and they have the ultimate say in particularly the larger grants of how the money's spent.
And where are we now? You said that actually the demands on your services have fluctuated and do fluctuate. I suppose everyone picking up the papers these days, a lot of stuff about the cost of living crisis and sort of being exacerbated now by the Iran-US war, which may or may not be coming to an end. And certainly it seems a lot of the effects are already baked in, particularly into food costs already, even it would take another year for them to come down. Are you seeing greater demands on your services?
We are seeing an increase in our inquiries. That's up 20% this year. And although the total volume of grants awarded has gone down slightly from last year, because of what I said, it's around the individual need, we have a higher volume of people approaching the charity, and I expect that to continue, particularly as we expand our understanding and awareness raising piece going forward.
Yes, so because there must be a correlation, one presumes, between the amount of awareness that there is and the amount of claims that come in. But you have to keep that awareness. You have to keep hammering it away.
You can't drop, and you can't always match a correlation between the number of people who've come to you, and because it depends so much on the individual needs that year, who's heard about you, who needs us. So it's very difficult, but we do know that the more people that know about us, the more people that understand what help we can offer to them, the better it is, so that we can be there when they really do need us.
Obviously, you've been in this charitable sector for a long time. You've come in, you're still relatively new in this post. What plans have you got for the insurance charity? Obviously, we've had this rebrand, which I think is really helpful.
We are just about to finalise our new strategy, which was put together with the help and input from trustees and staff. One of the things I'm really keen that we do is to expand the range of programmes that we offer. At the moment, we give mostly financial support, but what more could we do in partnership with other charities to support people going through things? And that might be with financial support from us, but it might be from some specialist expertise from a particular organisation. We're looking at things like men's mental health. Yeah. We're looking at things like domestic abuse. We're looking at mental health in general. How can we work with the experts so that we can offer more support to people? And how can we get money out to people quicker? So are there things we can do? For example, we've got a new grant, which is a school essentials programme. We are not going to ask people to go through the same stringent applications to receive this grant. It's up to £250 per child, and all it requires is that you have some insurance service, you have a child, and you must be in receipt of some means-tested benefit. And that could be a bit of universal credit.
So this is the classic things like buy a new school uniform and all the kit you need.
Yeah, but we've expanded it to essentials because it could be school uniform or PE kit, but it might be that your child needs to go on the French exchange trip and you haven't got the money.
Those out-of-pocket expenses.
Yeah, and that could be finding 250 quid, can be a lot of money. If you've got 3 kids, that's a lot. And this is per child. It's not restricted to just one. So we're really excited about launching that. And we want that to be what we call a light touch grant, where people can apply, get the decision quickly, get the money quickly. And I'm keen we do more of that going forwards.
How can people working currently in the insurance industry, or people listening to this podcast, UK and Ireland particularly, how can they get involved? Raising money sounds helpful, but it sounds like you want something slightly different. You want their attention probably more than anything else.
Yeah. What we want is we want people to talk about us. We want people to talk about us to their colleagues. It's that water cooler moment. Oh, have you ever heard of the insurance charity? Oh, no, I didn't know about that. And it's those conversations that happen. It's the word of mouth across the colleagues in the profession that I think is our most powerful marketing and awareness raising tool. We have an annual awareness week every year in June, and that's a great time to make a big splash. But we also can do awareness things throughout the year. So we could have a presentation we could deliver to your colleagues, maybe through HR, or maybe you have a wellness at work
week. So there's
week.
Materials and things.
Yeah.
There's a poster they can put up in the staff room, that kind of thing.
We've got giveaways. We can do a webinar. We can do a lunch and learn. We can come in person. We can do all sorts of things in your business.
Of course, yeah. I mean, you really can. For anyone in the London market, anyone with a London office, you can be there in 5 minutes walk.
Definitely easy, but we do travel, so we will go anywhere.
Any other things that people can get involved with? I mean, could they volunteer? Could they volunteer their time, for example?
Well, that's interesting because we will be looking at how we can develop new volunteering roles in the charity. At the moment, the most likely way to volunteer for us is, apart from doing some fundraising, would be to be one of our committee members or a trustee. But obviously, that's only available when we have vacancies. We will be advertising soon for new committee members for our Grants and Welfare Committee. So if you are interested in that, please do look on our website. The grants committee, they're the ones that make the decisions about how the money gets spent, and they see the cases of the people. It's all anonymised, but they will see the cases that we put forward to them saying, so-and-so's come to us and they need help with this. Do you agree? And they're fantastic. And they often say, yes, and what more can we do for them? So it's a really nice role because obviously, you're making a massive difference to somebody's life.
I've come to the end of all my questions. It sounds like you just want everyone to, one, know about you, talk about you, tell everyone else, tell their friends, tell insurance-related people about you, and to be aware of the sort of help that you can provide. And it's mostly financial assistance, but you want to develop that further. But otherwise, anything else that you want to add that I've forgotten about?
Two little things, please. I'd like to say that next year it's our 125-year anniversary. So we'll be looking to do some quite big things next year to celebrate that and raise the awareness even further. The other thing I'd like to try and get out there is we want people to understand and we want help with breaking down the stigma of asking for and needing help. I think it's quite funny that we work in insurance, which is a product that people buy in order to protect themselves when things go wrong. Well, we are the insurance for the insurance people. We are here. It's yours. So please, please don't be shy. If you need help, get in touch because we might be the right people to help you when you really need it.
That's absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much, Helen, and all power to you. I mean, it's wonderful to know that, we've got a 124-year-old insurance charity at our disposal, and I bet most people listening didn't know that.
Thank you, Mark. It's been lovely talking to you.
Thank you. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, don't forget to subscribe or leave a like or a review or recommendation on whatever podcast platform you used to access this programme. These really help get the word out. Before we go, just a quick reminder that advertising slots are available here and in other places in the Voice of Insurance podcasts. Podcasting is the fastest growing medium and attracts a high quality audience of key decision makers. It's also an intimate medium where you, the listener, are right in the room with me and the interview subjects. Needless to say, that means it's a great way of getting your message out directly to an audience because you know you've got their full attention. It's also very cost effective. So get in touch with Mark at thevoiceofinsurance.com to find out how you could be speaking directly to the industry. Voice of Insurance is produced by me, Mark Gagan. Music was written by Anna Gagan and produced by Carlos Gagan. Check out more podcasts and written comment pieces at www.thevoiceofinsurance.com.